That day, Nolan received a new assignment. He learned that the target was close friends with Darius. He rushed straight to the gym and found Darius. Nolan asked him where Selby was, but Darius claimed he'd never seen the man. Just then, Nolan noticed something.
You know, I've built everything, from mansions to an honest-to-God outhouse. But I've never seen a circuit breaker installed next to a water pipe.
The room was filled with all sorts of contraband. To avoid getting caught, Darius had no choice but to reveal Selby's whereabouts. Once they had Selby's location, they notified Officer Brad, who was nearby. Brad first circled around to the back door to wait for backup. But just then, Selby appeared right outside the back door.
7 out of 19 shows code 6 on Bolo suspects. Need backup in airships.
Uncertain if the suspect was armed, they could only wait cautiously where they were. Unexpectedly, the suspect had already noticed them and opened fire with his rifle. Brad was hit. The suspect was armed with an assault rifle. The firepower on both sides was clearly not on the same level. Lucy had no choice but to drag Brad back first. Soon, the sound of sirens could be heard in the distance. Seeing that the situation was turning sour, the accomplice immediately drove off. It was Nolan's team arriving. They immediately moved in to surround the area. At that moment, Nolan heard gunfire still going on elsewhere and rushed over to provide backup. Bishop was left behind to handle the situation. With time running out, she had no choice but to open the car door herself. To her surprise, the suspect was only pretending to be unconscious. Fortunately, nothing serious happened in the end. Lucy's situation was now extremely critical. At the critical moment, Nolan arrived just in time. After a round of gunfire, the main police force arrived. Seeing this, Selby immediately turned and fled. Nolan was just about to give chase.
When this is over, we're gonna have a conversation about you running off. Where's Selby?
He went through the alley.
Selby, who had escaped, happened to run into West and his team. They quickly got out of the car and used the car door as cover, firing several shots that hit his legs. Meanwhile, Nolan and his team had already arrived at the scene. With his leg wounded, he couldn't get far. With his back against the wall, Selby charged into the crowd and took a hostage. He pulled out a small knife and held him at gunpoint. Nolan urged him to stop immediately. You've only violated your parole. You haven't killed anyone. You still have a chance. But if you harm the hostage, it's all over. Why don't we all put our weapons down? As long as you release the hostage, we'll let you go.